All right, Angelica giving me the thumbs up here, live out here at Gerke here in Stevens Point. Stevens Point area senior high school homecoming night here at the Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. Zaleski Sports, Brandon Barroncott on the call here tonight. Angelica, our production engineer. We're going to go through a quick pregame here tonight. Our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame. They are Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. They have complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point, and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. So previewing the host Stevens Point area senior high Panthers here, they come in with an overall record of 4-2 on this season. And hard to believe, Angelica, we are already in week number 7 here of this high school sports season. Of course, SPASH went 4-0 to start the first 4 games, 43-15 winners over Chippewa Falls back in week 1, and then a 41-20 victory over Superior up in Superior, and then a 56-21 win over Eau Claire Memorial High School. That was back in week number 3, and then a very convincing 56-0 victory in week 4 over Wisconsin Rapids, and then they fell to Hudson 24-14 at home a couple of weeks ago. And then last Saturday, they were in action up at Wausau West, where they fell 21-28 in that one. So 4-2 on the regular season here. Head coach Ryan Eigenberger will go through some of the stat leaders here for the host Panthers here in terms of passing production. Trent Breitbach, 74 of 133 for 56 percentage. That's about 1,200 yards. Got 11 touchdowns, just the 3 interceptions. The 154 QBR rating. He also leads the squad here in rushing, 94 carries, 594 yards, which is a 6.3 average, along with 15 rushing touchdowns. And on the receiving end here for the Panthers, you've got Johnny Ananietis, who leads the team with 22 receptions, 587 yards, nearly 27 average for Johnny. And then Isaac Yang, 26 receptions, 353 yards. That's nearly 13.6 yards per receptions and the 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Kelvin Roth leads the team here with 36.5 total tackles, including 28 on the solo side. And that includes 2 sacks and 2 tackles for loss. So again, SPASH coming in here, just again, hard to believe that we are already in week number 7 here. A couple conference games on the docket here for the Panthers following tonight's homecoming game. There's the Stevens Point area senior high Panthers coming out here. We'll get things started here momentarily. We'll have our national anthem. We'll have our starting lineups. And again, tonight's pregame show brought to you in part by Auto Select. There, Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. So under about a minute or so showing on the Dahl Automotive scoreboard here, the Mendyke family scoreboard out here at the Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. Of course, host of homecoming here tonight. And Angelica, I would say this is anything as far as weather goes. We're in the mid-80s here today, which it's got to be pretty close to a high, but not really here to talk about weather. We're here to talk about some high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports. Angelica doing the production, doing a great job keeping all of us in line. Brandon Barroncott on the call as well here. We'll get our national anthems, get our starting lineups here momentarily. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by the Hoff Faber Real Estate Group. All right, we are back. National anthem here again. A beautiful night here for some high school football. Again, the Stevens Point Area Senior High Panthers on their homecoming night here tonight. And a conference game to boot here. Happy to be part of the action here tonight. A good crowd on hand here, and still quite a few fans, family members, and guests, and all of the above starting to enter their way in here to Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. We'll get our starting lineups here tonight for both squads. Again, Stevens Point head coach by Ryan Eigenberger. And the Eau Claire North Huskies, they are head coached by Matt McGinnis. So Eau Claire, they come in with an overall record. They are 2-4 on this season. So they will be in action. The Eau Claire North Huskies, they will host Marshfield in a conference game. That's next Friday night. And then they will host Wisconsin Rapids. So the Huskies will finish out the regular season, a couple of home games. SPASH, they will play host to DC Everest, the Evergreens, next Friday night. It's a 7 o'clock game, and then they will be at Marshfield on Friday, October 17th for the final regular season action here. And again, as we mentioned tonight in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, hard to believe that we are already in week number 7 of this this high school football season here. Had a chance to talk a little bit about some of the production statistical leaders here tonight for the Panthers, and you certainly can't get too far without talking about the effectiveness of the junior quarterback in Trent Breitbach. Nearly 1,200 yards passing, 56% completion rate, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and then on the ground has the 15 touchdowns on the ground, nearly 600 yards as well, with a 6.3 yards per carry there for Trent. So, and Trent, Angelica, he's one of those guys. He is a junior. He played, of course, Grant Chandana was the guy for the last several years here for SPASH. And what better person really to kind of be a mentor, I would say, for Trent. And I got to tell you, so far, I know it's somewhat early in the season, but somewhat not. He has been just having an absolute monstrous year here for the Panthers. Certainly many other guys making this carousel go round, as they would say. Kelvin Roth, as we mentioned, another guy who's been very productive in terms of kickoff returns. Kelvin also has 13 receptions, nearly 130 yards receptions here tonight. So we are underway here tonight. I want to give thanks to all of our sponsors here tonight. Meta Custom Apparel specializes in providing quality decorated apparel, including from corporate casual team uniforms and promotional items to sporting goods and awards. Find just what you need to keep you looking great. Learn more at metacustom.com. That is metacustom.com. So underway here, kickoff. That is number 1 there for the Huskies. That is Aaron Solberg, one of 4 captains here for the Huskies. Again, they are head coached by Matt McGinnis here. And we are underway. Kick. I send over end kick. That's going to go back into the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and the Panthers will take over here with the 1st and 10 coming up here. And again, as we mentioned, SPASH with a number of different weapons, Angelica, I would say, in terms of offensive production. I know we've talked about it a number of times. Certainly guys like Trent Breitbach here putting up a very productive season here, early goings. Again, just the junior. We talked about Grant Chandana, who certainly was one of the all-time greats at quarterback here at SPASH. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Breitbach working out of the gun, man in motion. That's Calvin Roth. They give this to Roth. And he'll get up to about the 25, maybe 26 or so. Of course, Calvin, that dual sport athlete, had a chance to call a number of his baseball games as well. That's Isaac Yang checking into the game here for SPASH. Another one of those guys that's had a very productive season here offensively. Again, the 26 receptions, 353 yards of receiving, nearly 14 yards per catch, and the 3 touchdowns for Isaac. So, Ananietti's split and coverage there. That's Breitbach back to pass. And get it out to Isaac there. He's going to get up probably almost to about the 31 or so. Elliott Spees on the tackle there, so it'll be ball around the 32-yard line here, about 11 minutes. 1 minute already gone by on this one. So 1st and 10 from the 32. And you've got Ananietti's is here near side. Coverage that is right back. He'll get it out. That's Roth. Roth going to get outside, going to get up to about the 36 or so, we'll say. Brady Andrew on the stop here. That'll bring us second down here in 5. Ball at the 37-yard line here. So Roth checks back out here for the Panthers. So Yang and Ananietti's split wide here. Coverage, that's Elliott Spees here. Yang, the man in motion, that's the give, and that's going to go and get up to about the 38, maybe 39, we'll say. And Brady Andrew, the 6'3", 175-pound junior, one of the Huskies in on the stop. Roth checks back in here along with Kaysen Sager. Kaysen, the senior. So Kaysen also one of those guys, 7 receptions, 70 yards on the season as well, and certainly defensively one of their stalwarts here. Going to have a flag on the play. We'll see what that's all about. That's out to Roth. He's going to get up near the 43, 44-yard line. We'll get a flag here. We'll get the false start. That's going to go against SPASH, though. That will move things back. So ball will be now about 9:07 here to go in quarter number 1, 3rd and 8. Ball around the 34 here for Stevens Point. And again, with those week number 7 here, these days, Angelica seem to get just a little bit shorter. I never like to stress that too much, but you know, you're right in the throes of high school football here. Breitbach back to pass. He's got a man. That's Yang over the middle, and he's going to be there for a first down from Breitbach to Yang. He'll get up to about the 47 or so, and a 47, 48-yard line. So again, Yang, one of those guys we talked about a little bit in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, the 26 receptions coming into tonight's game, and he is one of those guys too that Breitbach really has a number of weapons. Guys like Ananietti's and Roth, and of course Sager we talked a little bit about, and Isaac Yang. So Ananietti's here lined up near side. You've got Elliott Spees in coverage here for the Huskies. The give is to Roth. Roth with a nice cut back up the middle, and still going, Kelvin Roth. And he will get down to about the 12-yard line, about a 36-yard run there for Mr. Kelvin Roth. 36 or so. We'll see. See where they mark that, but a nice run there for about the 17, so a 31-yard run there for Kelvin. Of course, Kelvin, the junior, 6 foot, 185-pound junior, and Kelvin Roth. 7:40 and counting in quarter number 1. SPASH on the move here. Breitbach the give, And that's going to go up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown, and that'll be a 17-yard run. That is Tucker Phillips. So Phillips at the 7:33 mark. So Tucker Phillips, another guy too, 62 carries, 330 yards, 5.5 yard average, the touchdown here, and the extra point. So it is good here. 7:33 to go here in quarter number one. Stevens Point on the board first here, 7-0. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by our friends from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Okay. All right, we are back here. SPASH on the board here, 7-0. Rayfeld to kick off here. Solberg, one of the Huskies, back deep. A nice end-over-end kick. That's going to get down into the end zone, fielded by Solberg there. All right, so that is where the Huskies will take over, first down and 10 yards here to go. We give thanks tonight to all of our game day sponsors. Dahl Automotive. The Dahl family of vehicles has been earning 5-star reviews since 1911. Now we'd like to earn your 5-star review at their new Dahl Honda and Dahl Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealerships in Stevens Point. Learn more online at dahlauto.com. That is dahlauto.com. So the Huskies here will take over first and 10 here from the 20. Working out of the gun, that's number 11 out in the flats. That's going to get down to about the 25, about a 5 or 6 yard pickup there. That's Zach Shipman complete. Tony Racek, one of the Panthers, in on the hit there. So Levante being one of the running backs there in the backfield here for the Huskies. So second down and 4 from the 26. Shipman, he'll take it himself, roll out to his right. Looking for first down yardage, not going to get there though. Shipman, the ball carrier. Henry Roth on the hit there for the Panthers. Henry has 28 total tackles here in the season, 21 of those solos, and 3.5 tackles for loss here for Henry. Of course, Henry very productive in his own right as well, just the sophomore. So first and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Shipman gets it out to, it's number 22, Levante Bean, and he's going to be swallowed up there. Gets probably maybe about 6 or so. So that'll bring up a second down here for the Huskies. And that's going to be placed around the 39-yard line. So it'll be second and short here to go for the Huskies. And Zach Shipman, the 6'1", 185-pound senior. And that's going to be given, that's up the middle. That's going to be a pretty nice run there. That's number 22 and Levante Bean. And that's going to be good for a first down here for the Huskies. And Eau Claire North 2-4 on the regular season. They're 2 victories here came against Superior back in week number 4, and then 24-21 victory over Eau Claire Memorial. That was in week number 5. So Shipman works on the give back. He's going to take it himself, roll to his right, and he will be met by a couple of Panthers there. Rochik and Ellinger there on the stop. So that'll be around the 47-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 yards here to go. Under 5 minutes here in quarter number 1. Just a very unseasonably warm October fall night here, Angelica. Stevens Point, Pacelli, they will be in action tomorrow. They'll be playing down in Sun Prairie against Aurora Catholic, Illinois. So 2nd and 7 here from the 47. Shipman working from the gun. He's got Bean. Gets it out to Bean. Bean, and he'll get up just past midfield there by Levante Bean. So Rochik and Trilek. So Riley Trilek, another one of those seniors here, the 6 foot, 185-pound senior. A couple of these names very familiar to me. Angelica had a chance many moons ago to coach a few of these young men. He was certainly one of them, certainly a very, very good defensive player for the Panthers. So it'll be 3rd and 3 from the 49. Shipman, we're going to get a flag, however. Shipman takes it himself, and we'll see what the flag is all about. It looks like that is going to go against the Huskies. It's going to be a false start, so that'll back things up here about 5 yards. Never like to necessarily speculate on flags, but because I've been wrong typically, Angelica, more than I've been right when I speculate. Many times when you see a flag in a certain spot, you kind of get the sense, in that case, the false start there. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Ball at the 46-yard line. Of course, SPASH on the board here first here with that 17-yard touchdown scamper by Tucker Phillips. So 3rd and 8 here for Shipman, being the single back here for the Huskies. Shipman back to pass, and he's got a man, and that's going to be dropped. That was intended for Nick Thiessen there. So that will bring up a 4th down here. So the Panthers able to put up a pretty formidable defensive stance here. 3:19 remaining here in quarter number 1. Calvin Roth back for the Panthers. Again, we mentioned he's been very effective, certainly as a receiver, as a kick returner, a punt returner. We're going to get a flag on that one, and I think that's going to go against SPASH here, and it will. It's going to be an encroachment here, so I want to give thanks here tonight to Simplicity Credit Union. Simplicity Credit Union brings home the win with great mobile options and the right loan for your family, your business, or your home. Check them out at simplicity.coop today. That is simplicity.coop. Simplicity Credit Union. So now the Huskies just inching over that midfield here. So you got to think and we're going to get another flag here, and I think that may have gone against Eau Claire just by the looks of it, but certainly we'll see. We shall see. It's going to go false start against the Huskies, so they'll go right back to where things started here. So Roth back in coverage now for the Panthers. And Aaron Solberg, the 6'1", 175-pound senior. Back to punt here for the Huskies. Snap is up, kick is up, and that one's going to bounce around the 14 or so, and that's where Panthers will take over. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts.
Breitbach, and that's Yang in motion here, and that's going to be given to, that's Phillips. Tucker Phillips, the ball carrier. Of course, he had that 17-yard scamper at the 7:33 mark here in quarter number 1. Under 3 minutes here to go in quarter number 1 against SPASH. Out front here, 7-0. Ball placed at the 25 or so. So it'll be about a 2nd down and 5 or so for the Panthers. You've got Anani Eddies along with Isaac Yang near side here. Phillips, Breitbach back to pass, and he's got a man in space. And that's going to be hauled in there by the aforementioned Isaac Yang, and that'll be a big play there for the Panthers. That's Isaac Yang out in space here. And again, he's another one of those guys that we talked about. Anani Eddies and Yang here, the kind of the two-headed receiver monster, I like to call it. So down to the 40. So a 35-yard strike there from Breitbach to Yang. So SPASH now on the move again here at the Huskies 40. Breitbach, single back set with Phillips to his right. Anietis, the give is to Phillips. Phillips with some space and still going strong and brought down by, that's number 9 it looks like, I believe. That was Elliott Spies. So another 1st down here for the Panthers, ball around the 20-yard line. Minute 45 here to go in quarter number 1. Angelica working to try to get our scoreboard operable here, feverishly in fact. She is typing with some real fervor. So it's 1st and 10 here from the 20-yard line here for the Huskies. Breitbach. You've got Roth to his left here. Man in motion, that's number 7, and Ethan Fisher, it looks like. And Breitbach to Fisher, and that's going to yield yet another Panthers 1st down here on the move here again now at about the 9-yard line or so. So Yang near side here. Isaac, Breitbach. And he's going to give it to Roth. Roth is going to get up to nearly the 5 or so. Williams on the stop for the Huskies. Rupert as well here, so it'll be 2nd down. And that is Owen Wolf Sherrick checking into the game. He is a senior, and Owen kind of noteworthy here because you know, he's got a couple of touchdowns here for the Panthers, does Owen. Kind of in these short yard situations, Owen very productive. A couple receptions, but both of those receptions have gone for touchdowns here for the Panthers. And that's going to signal the end of quarter number 1, where our Dahl Automotive scoreboard here reads Stevens Point area senior high 7 and the Eau Claire North Huskies 0. End of quarter number 1, quarter 2 coming up here in just one moment. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters. Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
All right, Angelica giving me the thumbs up here because that can only mean one thing, and we are back quarter number 2 again. Homecoming night here out in Stevens Point. SPASH on the board first here, 7-0 and threatening here. Ball around the about the 6-yard line or so. And as we mentioned here, Owen Wolf-Sherrick, one of those guys in this short goal line position here. Yang, the man in motion, Breitbach. He's going to roll out and somehow escaping that, and he'll throw that one away incomplete. That's going to bring up a second down here. And Breitbach certainly one of those guys that can beat you both with his legs as well as his arm. As we talked about in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, the very productive junior season for Trent. So 2nd and 6 here. Just 6 seconds or so here into quarter number 2. Roth, the single back set here for the Panthers. Yang, the man in motion here. The give is to Yang, and Yang is going to be brought down. I think that was Williams Caldwell. So that's going to bring up a 4th down here for Stevens Point. So 4th and 2 from the 2. 11.5 minutes and counting here, remaining in quarter number 2. Again, SPASH on the move here. Yang along with Anani Eddies lined up here. Anani Eddies here near side, Yang far side. Breitbach, and Breitbach going to take it himself, and he will score the 2-yard touchdown run. 2-yard touchdown run for Breitbach. The 11:05 mark here in quarter number 2. So that will bring up the extra point now for Stevens Point. It's Rayfelt. Chase Rayfelt. He's up, and that one is good. So 2 of 2 here for Chase, and he was 25 of 28 coming into tonight. Now 27 of 30 on PATs on the season, which is 90% in case you're doing the quick math. Pretty formidable place kicker here. Again, 14-0 is our score. We are just about a minute gone by and here in quarter number 2. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors, Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Get the best tire prices, period, during the factory direct tire sale at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Up to $200 back. Buy online or mail-in rebate on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires when you use the Goodyear credit card. Now at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service, that is Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Certainly cannot thank our sponsors enough, the game day sponsors, so many of them helping bring this action to everyone here. And Sherrill Tire and Auto Service, one of many awesome sponsors here. Certainly, again, could not do this without our great sponsors here. So Rayfelt will kick off here. Is 2 of 2 here on point after attempts, PATs. Solberg, one of the guys back deep. And a pretty nice end-over-end kick. That's going to be fielded around the 1 or 2. Bobbled it momentarily. That's Solberg. Solberg getting out to about the 22-23 yard line. That is where the Huskies will take over here. Racek and Fisher on the stop there in special teams for the Panthers. So Breitbach with a 2-yard touchdown run. And then you had Tucker Phillips, who had the 17-yard touchdown run back in quarter number 1. And then, of course, the 2 extra points by Ray Felt. So Shipman to work here for the Huskies. Back in the gun, the man in motion there, that's Solberg. They give Solberg getting outside to his left. Going to be up near around the 30 or so. Trilek, Sager, and Racek all in on the hit there for the Panthers. So we'll be right at the 30-yard line. 2nd down, 3 yards to go here for the Huskies. Shipman, along with Levante Bean. Single back set here. Shipman gives it to Bean. Bean, he's going to get, I'm not sure he'll get anything on that. A host of Panthers on that, so Bean bottled up there. I guess we'll say about a yard or so. So just under 10 minutes now and counting in quarter number 2, 3rd and 2, ball at the 31-yard line. So a big defensive stance here for SPASH, no doubt. It has been all Stevens Point early goings here out at Gerke Park here. Now we're going to get movement here. We'll now going to get a timeout called. So 9:39 remaining here in quarter number 2. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Faber Real Estate Group.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
All right, we are back. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors tonight. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances at Bruce Orthodontics. They're changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. That is Bruce Orthodontics. So 3rd and 2, ball at the 31. Shipman works from the gun here. Roth showing, thought maybe blitz for a moment there. So Shipman, Bean, single back set here. 3rd and short. Pass is outside. And that's number 3. That is Nick Thiessen there. Nick, one guy to beat here, and he's going to get first down and then some. So a big gainer there for Nick. So about a 35-yard. Screen there from Shipman to Thiessen. I guess technically not a screen, but Thiessen certainly may be able to take that. Give is to Bell, but we're going to get a flag on the play. Kelvin Roth, one of the Panthers, in on the initial stop for Stevens Point. That one looks to be against the Huskies, so that'll back things up here. 9:24 here to go in quarter number 2. So Levante being one of those 4 captains here for this Eau Claire North Husky team. Seems to be kind of that primary back here for the Huskies. Receiving wise, Aaron Solberg certainly one of the team leaders coming into tonight's game. First in a bunch here, and that's out to Bean. Bean gonna try to battle up to about the 37 or so. He'll be met by a host of Panthers on that one. So it'll be at the 38-yard line now. I beg your pardon, 42. 42. Angelica kind of looked over and said, it's 42. So second and long here for the Huskies. Shipman working from the gun, Bean the single back set. And that's going to be swallowed up, and one of the first in on that is number 27, Easton Carolinus. And Easton just a sophomore. Of course, had a chance to call a number of Stevens Point Sixer baseball games. Coy Carolinus. You got a number of Carolinus players here on this the SPASH roster. So a big loss there. Ball at the 47-yard line. Shipman working 2 set to his right, 2 to his left here. He'll drop back. He'll try to take it himself. The sneak Shipman gets outside. Got a pretty big gainer there, and Shipman able to pick up a first down and then some. So Shipman with the big scamper there, started at the 47. It's going to be down around the 18 or so. It's about a 29-yard pickup there for Shipman. About 7 minutes here remain in this first half of play on homecoming night here. The SPASH faithful starting to try to will their defense here. Shipman the give. And Shipman trying to get outside, and he will be stuffed out there by Kelvin Roth. So Kelvin Roth, who we talked about a little bit, actually maybe a lot here in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show here. Certainly one of the defensive leaders for this Panthers squad. The 36.5 total tackles coming into tonight's contest. Ball at the 19 here, second and about 11 or so to go. Shipman with Bell. Shipman back to pass. Going through his progressions, going to throw, and that one will fall incomplete. The intended receiver there was number 42, and that was Nolan Besson, the 6', 170-pound junior. So that will bring up a 3rd and 11 here to go. So Shipman looking to get the directive there from the Huskies coaching staff here. 3rd and long from the 19. And a timeout will be taken here. We'll take a brief pause. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh, with so many local gems, including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products. Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
All right, we are back. 6:40 remaining here in quarter number 2. I want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here. Of course, one of them being Infinity Exteriors. Infinity Exteriors installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality that you can trust. That is Infinity Exteriors. So it is 3rd and 11 now here from the 19. 6:40 to go here in quarter number 2. Shipman back with Bell lined up directly to his right. And Shipman back to pass and complete to number 42. That's Nolan Besson. Besson, the junior here for the Huskies. So that will yield a first down here for the Huskies. Ball around the 7 or so. First and goal to go here from the 7 for Shipman, and again, Levante being primary ball carrier, and we'll get a timeout here by Stevens Point. We will keep it right here with 6:12 here to go in this first half of play, and certainly Eau Claire North on the move here. That really set up by Zachary Shipman. He the leading rusher here, as well as obviously the certainly the leading passer in terms of his production here for Zach. Zach, the 6'1", 185-pound senior, and you know, he really kind of set this this drive up here with that long run to Zach. At Stevens Point, looking to maybe try to snuff it out, perhaps. But it will be first and goal here, and a pretty nice crowd here. Actually, a very nice crowd. In fact, a pretty nice crowd here for Eau Claire as well. The about what we'll say hour and 45-minute trek to our west. Suppose it depends on who's driving. If it's me, it takes about 3 hours. Angelica says about an hour 40. So Shipman back with Bell to his right. Shipman going to look to take it himself and makes a spin move. A couple guys, I'll see who is in on that stop there. So that's going to bring up a second and short here from about the 2, under 6 minutes here to go in half number 1. Stevens Point strikes first tonight. 14-0, but Eau Claire North looking to try to get some points on the board. Shipman from the gun. He's been working primarily out of the gun here. He'll look to try to take it himself, and Shipman will be in for the 2-yard touchdown run at the 5:31 mark here in quarter number 2. So Zach Shipman. So Zachary Shipman gets 6 points on the board now here, and they'll go for the PAT here. Looks like that's Shipman to hold. Snap is up, kick is up, and it is good. So that is Solberg with the extra point here. So it is now 14-7 here, 5:31 here to go in quarter number 2. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoff Faber Real Estate Group.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
You want a great selection at a great price and a company that stands behind their products? You will find Wolfcraft, Ashley, Marshfield Furniture, and more.
Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We have a mattress for you. Get a 15-year non-paraded hybrid mattress for only 25 cents a night, and we also carry adjustable beds. When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
All right, we are back. 5:31 remains here in half number 1. We give thanks here tonight to Little Scholars Childcare. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginnings are two beautiful childcare and preschools in Stevens Point offering early child learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. That is Little Scholars Childcare. One of our many awesome game day sponsors here tonight. So the Huskies will kick off. That is Aaron Solberg. Couple of Panthers back deep. Roth, one of them. That's fielded around the 2 there. And a pretty nice return there. And that is Sager still going. And we're going to get a flag, a late flag. So Sager showing some gutsy running there. Kason Sager. Kason Sager had a chance to follow some of his games as well, doing some of the baseball here. Kason certainly a very solid dual sport athlete as well. A few Plover Legion games, in fact. That's actually going to go against Stevens Point here, so that's going to put them in a pretty tough spot here. 1st and 10 here from the 14. Breitbach. And you've also got Ethan Fisher lined up here for SPASH. Fisher, the man in motion. And Breitbach going to take it. He'll get Caldwell, one of the first in on the hit here for the Huskies. So Sager checks back in here. That's Owen Wolf-Sherrick, number 4, checking back out. They kind of tend to use him in those situations, those short yardage. And we've got an injured player down here for the Huskies. Can't quite see who that is. We'll take a brief pause here. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
If you ask us, picking out new furniture should be fun, and when you work with us, it is. Home Furniture's free design assistance in your home or in our store. We make the process as easy as possible by helping you envision what your furniture and your room will look like. What inspires you? Visit Home Furniture today to create a single sofa or an entire room. We'll help you bring it all together. Dream it, create it, love it. Home Furniture's free design assistance, West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
All right, Angelica giving me the thumbs up here. 4:56 and counting here in quarter number 2. Again, Stevens Point area senior high on homecoming out to the 14-7 lead here. Breitbach working from the gun here for SPASH. Back to pass. And a nice play there. That's going to be Sager. So, team up to... That'll definitely be a first down, no doubt about that, for Mr. Sager, Kason Sager, the senior. Ball up to the 33 for Kason. And another one of those weapons for the Panthers. Obviously we talk a lot, certainly, about Anani Eddies and Yang, certainly. But, you've got Roth and you've got Sager. So plenty of weapons in the repertoire. So nice run, and that's going to get up to midfield there, and that is Tucker Phillips, the 5'10", 180-pound senior, with a first down run there for Stevens Point. Now into Husky territory. Tucker had that 17-yard touchdown run back in quarter number 1. And as we mentioned here throughout the course of our broadcast, he's came into tonight's game averaging nearly 5.3 yards per carry. 329 yards coming into tonight's game. So Breitbach to pass, and that one's going to be bobble there. So that'll fall incomplete. Intended there for Nani Eddies. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 here now for SPASH. I want to give thanks here tonight to Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Or learn more at nicolaybank.com. That is nicolaybank.com. So Roth checks back in here for SPASH. Phillips checks out here momentarily for the Panthers. 2nd and 10 here. 4:06 remaining here in this first half of play. Wisconsin Valley Conference homecoming night here out at the Girk. Delay of game here against the Panthers, so that will back things up. So Stevens Point looking to maybe try to put some points on the board here. Certainly the Huskies have other ideas. So Breitbach with Roth lined up to his left. Man in motion, that's Yang. Breitbach back to pass out in space. That's Roth. And Roth, a nice move there by Kelvin Roth. Still going. He's going to get down to about the 17 or so. 37 yard roughly, well, depending on the spot there. Pretty nice. Breitbach showing you that that very efficient tendencies again here. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 18, under 4 minutes here to go. Phillips. The give is to Phillips. Phillips with a nice run, and Tucker Phillips in for the 18-yard touchdown run. So an 18-yard scamper for Phillips, and that is his 2nd touchdown run here tonight at the 3:51 mark here in quarter number 2. He had that, we'll say, I believe, 17-yard touchdown run back in the first. Now the extra point here now for Rayfelt. Kick is up, and it is good. So the PAT is good. So 3 of 3 here for Rayfelt here, and SPASH now in front here, 21-7. 3:51 here to go in half number 1. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Hello, Wisconsin. Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun, Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Felt's Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Felt's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, we are back here. SPASH to kick off the 2nd touchdown run here tonight for Tucker Phillips. Now on the 18-yarder here. So Rayfelt, who is a perfect 3 of 3 on extra points here tonight, end-over-end kick. That's going to get down to about fielded around the 12 there, and first in on that one. I believe that was Kalani Merriweather, I believe, number 6 One of the first Panthers in on that, I believe. So 3:45 here to go in half number 1. Stevens Point with the 21-7 lead here. Again, homecoming night here on this third day here of October 2025. And very unseasonably warm Friday night lights here in Angelica. So Shipman will work from the gun here from the 17. Bell, the man in motion, we're going to get a whistle here and we're going to get a flag, and I think we may get, I think that's going to go against the Huskies here. That'll back things up to the 12-yard line here. So 1st and 15 here to go for Eau Claire North. And again, as we mentioned here tonight, a very nice crowd on homecoming night. And Stevens Point has certainly played very well here in this first half. And a host of Panthers in on the stop. That was Levante Bean there. Levante, the 5'10", 180-pound senior, primary ball carrier here for the Huskies. About a 1-yard gain, I believe, there. So it'll be 2nd down, 14 here to go. Anani Eddy's here in coverage near side. Bean in motion here. Splits it out to Bean. Bean getting out to about the 22 or so, and Racek, one of the Panthers, in on the hit. So that is going to bring up a 3rd down here for the Huskies. Ball at the 24-yard line. 3rd and about 3 or so yards here to go. So Eau Claire's sole 7 points here on the 2-yard touchdown scamper from Zach Shipman at the 5:31 mark. And Shipman rolling to his right, and that's going to fall incomplete. And that will bring up a 4th and 3 here. That was Thiessen again, who would have had the 1st down here, but it's going to bring up a punting situation, no doubt. And Roth back for the Panthers. Calvin, one of those many two-way players. Very productive, certainly on both offensive and defensive side of the football is Calvin. The team leaders in a number of defensive categories. So Claire back to punt. Solberg's punt. That's going to be fielded around the 35 or so. That's Roth. And Roth making a couple guys miss. And another nice move. Roth showing some, this is a shifty young man, is this Kelvin Roth. Wow. And he is going to get up near midfield. I tell you what, he looked as though he was nowhere to go, but that young man just kept going. Shifty is all shiftiness. Shifty is all shiftiness is Kelvin Roth there. We do have a flag that came in on this. We'll see what this is all about. I think it's going to go against Eau Claire. Don't know that for certain, but that's certainly the indication at this juncture. 2:07 here to go in half number 1. Going to go to personal foul against the Huskies, and a pretty costly, I would say, as that is a 15-yard penalty. But Roth just very evasive there. So Phillips along with Breitbach. You've got Anani Eddy's near side here. Yang split along with Sager. Sager far side here. Breitbach back to pass. And complete. That's Yang. Yang cutting outside. Going to get down to about the 28 or so. They'll be about a yard or two short. Owen Rupert on the hit. Owen Wolf-Sherrick checks back in here for SPASH. So second and about a yard here to go. Minute 38 and counting here to go in half number one. Breitbach with Phillips. The give is to Phillips. Phillips, a nice move. Shifting to his right and doing Tucker Phillips type things here. And picks up a first down and then some here. So Phillips has been running as though a man on a mission here tonight is Tucker. And that comes as really no surprise, as we mentioned here, coming into tonight's game, has gained over 300 yards on the ground and 5.5 rushing yards coming into tonight's game. So another one of those very effective ball carriers here. And certainly, obviously, I know we talked about Trent Breitbach and what he can do with his legs. So first and goal here. 45 seconds and counting here. SPASH looking to try to punch it in here before the half. The give is to Phillips. Phillips bounces off and Jurowicz on the hit. That's Jacob Jurowicz here, the 5'11", 175-pound sophomore. A timeout calls here. 26 seconds remain. We'll keep it right here, however. 21-7 our score. Couple of touchdown runs here tonight for Tucker Phillips. And then Trent Breitbach with a 2-yard touchdown run. So 3 touchdown runs here tonight for the Panthers, all on the ground, obviously. And then for Eau Claire, they got that 2-yard touchdown run by Zach Shipman. And that drive really was set up by Zach Shipman back in about the 5:31 mark in quarter number 2. So certainly, if you can try to punch things in here before the half, still a lot of football left. Never like to get too far ahead of ourselves, but you have to be thinking pretty positive if you can punch one in here before this half is over. I want to give thanks tonight to Home Furniture. Fill your home with the best from Home Furniture: sofas, sectionals, beds, recliners, lighting, tables, rugs, and so much more. Home Furniture with locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and on Post Road in Plover. That is Home Furniture. So the give is, and that's Breitbach. He's going to scamper it in, and a 3-yard touchdown run there for Breitbach. The 22-second mark here in quarter number 2. So Rayfelt, let's see if he will line up here what would be his 4th extra point attempt. So Breitbach with his 2nd touchdown run tonight. All in the first half. We're going to sort that one out here. So a whole bunch of penalties on there. That one negated here. So the touchdown we officially will remove here, so it's going to be 2nd and goal here to go from the 31-yard line. So it is in fact 21-7 here. So a couple of fairly costly penalties here. 22 seconds to go. Breitbach working from the gun here. Back to pass is Trent. Going long and just outside of the range there of senior Kason Sager. And the clock stops here with 16 seconds to go. So that Trent Breitbach 3-yard touchdown run was erased by way of penalties here, and we do have another flag on the play. We'll see what this one is about. And we had a personal foul, so that's going to move things. And you get offsetting penalties here, so 2nd and goal here from the 31. Third and goal, I should say, from the 31-yard line. Breitbach, you have to think probably in all likelihood looking to pass probably at this point. Well, you never know. Sometimes you can so Breitbach with Phillips. Yang, the man in motion here. Beg your pardon, that's number 44. And a good run. That's Johnny Ananietes, and he will get down to about the 12-yard line here. Looks like we do have an injured Panther down, however. So Ananietes with a nice pick up there. That looks to be Peyton Karalunas there, the junior there. I believe hopefully he is okay, Peyton. Going to get looked at by the athletic training staff here. So 4th and goal from the 14-yard line. 7 seconds in all likelihood, very well could be the last play of this first half. And we're going to get a timeout here. We'll keep it right here. 21-7 our score. SPASH looking to try to get some more points on the board here before we go into the halftime. Certainly, again, want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here tonight. Valley Communities Credit Union for 90 years. Valley Communities Credit Union has been part of your hometown team. Local, trusted, strong Valley Communities Credit Union, where community comes first, federally insured by the NCUA. That is Valley Communities Credit Union. Again, one of our many game day sponsors tonight. Again, week number 7 here of this regular season. Conference game homecoming, always a momentous event. I think that's a word, perhaps, right? Angelica says it is. So we got to believe it is. Here it's going to be 4th and goal from the 14. Phillips lone back here for the Panthers. Breitbach works from the gun here. Drops back to pass. And we're going to have contact down there, and that should draw, look to be contact. I suspect we're going to get pass interference, but we'll see. We shall see. I never like to get too far ahead of myself. That's the early indication anyways. And that will be what the call, in fact, is. So Breitbach, very likely, last play of this first half. You've got Nani Eddies and looks like Sam Kornowski lined up here. The Yang, the man in motion here. Breitbach calling for it. Goes up with it and wide open, and that is Yang, Isaac Yang, with the touchdown pass. And that was a thing of beauty there. So, Breitbach to Yang. So the extra point here now by Rayfelt. On Wolf. Sherrick, the holder here for the Panthers. Snap is up, kick is up, and it is good. And the extra point good, and a halftime score out here at Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. Stevens Point area senior high out front here, 28-7 over the Huskies here of Eau Claire North. We are at the half here again, tonight's game on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from all of our game day sponsors. And the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group will have our halftime. We'll bring it right back here to go through a few items here and bring it back here in just a few moments. Again, you are listening to tonight's game on Zaleski Sports.
The littlest thing of walking or just being able to get around the community or walk to the grocery store or walk around the grocery store is just something little, but that is such an impactful thing, I think, to the patient to say, okay, well, I have 5 other things, but you were able to just help me with one of them. And I think that is gratifying for me personally, just to help even one small aspect of their life.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Dahl Auto.
For the best food in town, look no further than Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. This locally owned, 50s-themed diner loves to support their community while providing a full menu of breakfast and lunch options, along with all-day breakfasts and Friday fish fry. Enjoy a fun, family atmosphere with delicious meals made from scratch, including skillets and tasty burgers. Dine in or take out is welcome, Mondays through Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Treat yourself to a mouth-watering experience at the Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street in Stevens Point.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
All right, we are back here halftime. We have some halftime entertainment here. All of our certainly all of our game day sponsors. We'll talk a little bit about this first half here. SPASH able to get on the board first. The 18-yard touchdown run by Tucker Phillips, and that was at the 7:33 mark in quarter number 1. And the extra point there by Chase Rayfelt, making it at that point 7-0. And then at the 11:05 mark, Trent Breitbach with a 2-yard touchdown run. Rayfelt extra point was good at that point, making it 14-0 SPASH. And then Zach Shipman, who had that big 40-plus yard run for the Huskies, was able to ultimately top it off with a 2-yard touchdown run at the 5:31 mark in quarter number 2. And Aaron Solberg was able to convert on the extra point. At that point, it was 14-7 SPASH. And then at the 3:51 mark in quarter number 2, Tucker Phillips with his second touchdown run of the night, an 18-yard touchdown run. The point after was good at that point, making the score at that point 21-7. And then what we thought might be a Breitbach touchdown run ultimately ended up getting called back by a number of penalties. But certainly not to worry. The Panthers' Isaac Yang with a 7-yard touchdown reception from Breitbach with about a second or so left on the scoreboard. And then the extra point by Rayfelt Good. So he is 4 of 4 here tonight on extra points. And then he was 25 of 28 coming into the season here. So very efficient place kicker here for the Panthers. So again, our score, it is 28-7 in favor of the host Stevens Point Area Senior High Panthers. The Panthers, hard to believe here, they will, just a couple of games left on the docket here in this regular season. They'll be hosting the Evergreens of DC Everest next Friday night. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff. And then they'll be on the road at Marshfield on the final Friday of the regular season here. A date with the Tigers of Marshfield. So we've got our halftime entertainment here tonight out at Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. We'll take a brief moment of pause here. We'll bring it back here in just a few moments. Again, you are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoff-Faver Real Estate Group.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries higher quality furniture from all of your favorite brands because we want you to be proud of your space.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries all of your favorite appliance brands so we can save you money on the products you trust.
It just makes sense that Mittens services what we sell because we want your home to be comfortable and run smoothly.
It just makes sense. Central Wisconsin has shopped at Mittens since 1938 because we have it all.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
In every department at Doll Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Doll Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Doll Auto.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh with so many local gems including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products. Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
All right, we are back here. We are at the halftime entertainment here. The Stevens Point Area Senior High Band doing a great job here tonight, providing the halftime entertainment here out at Gerke Field here in Stevens Point. Of course, Gerke hosts to Stevens Point Area Senior High Panthers, along with the Cardinals of Stevens Point Pacelli, and then of course UW Stevens Point. The Pointers play their football games here, home football games, in a very nice facility, no doubt. Had the new turf put in, I don't know, I guess probably about, maybe about 2 years ago. I guess I'd have to go back and check. It certainly has not been very long, but complete overhaul here, and just a beautiful place to play football. Again, we'll recap our scoring one more time here over this halftime. Again, Stevens Point Area Senior High School out with a 28-7 lead here. Things got started with a 18-yard touchdown run by Tucker Phillips at the 7:33 mark. The Rayfelt first of 4 extra points was good, making it 7-0 at that point. And then at the 11:05 mark in quarter number 2, Trent Breitbach with a 2-yard touchdown run, and the second of 4 extra points for Chase Rayfelt. At that point, it was 14-0. And then Eau Claire's lone points here tonight coming on the legs of Zach Shipman. He ultimately got a 2-yard touchdown run. And the Solberg point after good at that point at the 5:31 mark in quarter number 2. It was 14-7 at that point. And then SPASH with the second 18-yard touchdown run for Tucker Phillips. And that was at the 3:51 mark. The extra point at that point good, making it at that point 21-7. And then Isaac Yang, the recipient of the 7-yard touchdown pass from Trent Breitbach. Rayfelt converting his 4th of 4 extra points. At that point, making it 28-7. So again, SPASH out front here, but a whole half of football in front here, and certainly these conference games, every game obviously very important, but certainly conference games goes without saying, very important, no doubt. And as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, SPASH will be right back here next Friday night. They will be playing host to the Evergreens of DC Everest. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. And then they will finish the regular season on the road over in Marshfield. It's a couple of Fridays from here. That's also a 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll also have tomorrow's game on Zaleski Sport between the Cardinals of Stevens Point, Pacelli. They'll be going down to Sun Prairie and playing a 1 o'clock, kind of a rare Saturday 1 o'clock game. High school, the Cardinals will have that one tomorrow on Zaleski Sports. Angelica and I will be on that one. That'll be down in Sun Prairie, a 1 o'clock kickoff for that as well. But we'll take a brief pause here, still at the half, just about 5 or so minutes, give or take. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hofffavor Real Estate Group.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
You want a great selection at a great price and a company that stands behind their products? You will find Wolfcraft, Ashley, Marshfield Furniture, and more.
Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We have a mattress for you. Get a 15-year non-paraded hybrid mattress for only 25 cents a night, and we also carry adjustable beds. When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today.
If you ask us, picking out new furniture should be fun, and when you work with us, it is. Home Furniture's free design assistance in your home or in our store. We make the process as easy as possible by helping you envision what your furniture and your room will look like. What inspires you? Visit Home Furniture today to create a single sofa or an entire room. We'll help you bring it all together. Dream it, create it, love it. Home Furniture's free design assistance, West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
All right, we are back here, our homecoming court here for Stevens Point Area Senior High. The homecoming court being introduced here. Of course, the homecoming game here tonight.
Congratulations to all of the court members and their families. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we hope you have a safe, fun, and memorable homecoming weekend. Football fans, one more tremendous round of applause for the Stevens Point Area Senior High homecoming court.
All right, we are back here, still at half here, about minute and a half plus typically then you get the 3 minutes after that. So about 4 or 5 minutes away here from half number 2. Again, Stevens Point, following tonight's game, they will be back in action with DC Everest. And as I understand right now, Chippewa Falls out front here 21-14 over DC Everest, that one in the third. So I know that's still a lot of game left there, but Chippewa Falls with the 21-14 lead right now in early part of quarter number 3. And all of the homecoming festivities here certainly adds a whole nother element of fun here. Homecoming weekend, homecoming week really for that matter, for SPASH. And certainly you have to think nice little cap or icing on the cake perhaps would be a victory on homecoming night here. But again, a lot of football left here in front of us here tonight, but a 28-7 lead here going into half number 2. We'll take a brief pause. We'll bring it right back here. Second half coming up here momentarily. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Off Favor Real Estate Group.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries higher quality furniture from all of your favorite brands because we want you to be proud of your space.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries all of your favorite appliance brands so we can save you money on the products you trust.
It just makes sense that Mittens services what we sell because we want your home to be comfortable and run smoothly.
It just makes sense. Central Wisconsin has shopped at Mittens since 1938 because we have it all.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
In every department at Doll Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Doll Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Doll Auto.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
All right, we are back here. Just about a minute or so left here before the start of half number 2. Stevens Point, it's been all Stevens Point area senior high here tonight. A couple of runs, 18-yard touchdown runs here tonight for Tucker Phillips. And Trent Breitbach with a 2-yard touchdown run and also a 7-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Yang here. So SPASH playing very well again, 4-2 on this regular season. And again, just a couple of weeks left remain in this second week of play here. All of our game day sponsors here again, we are so thankful to all of them who help bring these games to everyone. Brandon Berencott on the call here tonight, along with Angelica, who is doing our production and engineering here tonight, doing a great job. Generally keeps me in line all night long. That second half about to get underway here again. A nice crowd out here at Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. And you certainly would expect nothing less than that on homecoming, certainly. And Stevens Point area senior high certainly having a very formidable season here. Again, 4-2 overall. With a couple of conference games on the docket in these final 2 weeks of the regular season. Head coached by Ryan Eigenberger. Assistant coaches, number of familiar faces there: Matt Hawley, Andy Wilkinson, Cooper Kerner, Scott Scholford, Nick Silva, TJ Robinson, Mike Phelps, Isaac Thompson, Travis Wilkinson, and Chip Reif here. So that's the coaching staff here. So Ray Felt will kick off here for SPASH. End over end kick. That's going to be taken around the 6 or so. And that's Solberg. Aaron Solberg on the return there for the Huskies. And I believe that was Jackson Staggy, the special teams, number 18, the junior. So it'll be first down and 10 here from the 27. Zach Shipman will work here. Primarily has worked predominantly out of the shotgun here tonight with a single back set, and Levante Bean, one of 4 captains here for the Huskies. Shipman, he'll take it himself. He's going to be met by a trio of Panthers. So to bring up second down here, ball around the 8-yard line. 28-yard line, I should say. So the Huskies, they'll be hosting Marshfield next Friday. And then they'll, as we mentioned earlier tonight, they'll host Wisconsin Rapids in the final regular season week. Given that's Solberg. Solberg trying to get some space outside and doing a pretty nice job getting to the edge there, and he's going to get up to about the 48 or so. It's about a 24-yard pickup there. Henry Roth, one of the Panthers, in on that one. That'll be about the 46, I should say. So big gainer there for the Huskies. Kind of setting the momentum a little bit here in half number 2. Marshfield out front here, 22-7 over Wausau West. That one early goings in quarter number 3. Shipman working from the gun with Levante Bean. Single back set here. And Shipman going to keep it himself, going to try to get outside, and he's going to be brought down. Going to be awfully close to that first down yardage there, first down marker there. I'm not sure that he'll have it. It may be about a yard or so. Looks like we may have an injured Panther down. Let's see who that is. So 10-16 here to go in quarter number 3. It'll be a 2nd and 1 situation, ball marked around the 37 here. Marshfield now out front, 22-7 in quarter number 3. Able to get some of those score updates throughout the area here. I mentioned Chippewa Falls was leading early goings in quarter number 3 over DC Everest. The aforementioned Evergreens of DC Everest will be here next Friday night. Looks like that injured player is Zach Ellinger, being helped off there. Zach, the 5'10" junior here for Stevens Point. It'll be 2nd and short here from the 37. Shipman. He'll take it himself again. Shipman Going to get out left. He's got a whole bunch of space, and he's going to pick up a Huskies first down. So Shipman has been certainly racking up some yardage on the ground here for Zach. He was, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, one of the leaders in terms of offensive production. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 24. We're just under 10 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Thiessen lined up here for the Huskies. Shipman rolling to his right, looking to pass, and that's going to be overshot, and that's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be incomplete. And that will bring up a 2nd and 10 here for the Huskies. I want to give thanks here tonight to Ridgetop Exteriors. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. So it'll be 2nd down, 10 yards here to go from the 24. And now Chippewa Falls with the 28-14 lead, just starting quarter number 4 over DC Everest. 2nd and 10 from the 24, 9:51 and counting here in quarter number 3. Shipman working from the gun. The give is to, now that's going to be Shipman again. And Anietti is with a stop for the Panthers. That'll bring up a 3rd down here. Johnny, another one of those guys, kind of the two-way player for the Panthers. Came into tonight's game with 24 total tackles, 20 of those being solo tackles and 1 TFL in the season. So Johnny productive on certainly both sides of the football here for the Panthers, along with a number of other Panthers here. So it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 20. Shipman with Levante Bean here to his left. And we're going to get a flag on the play. That one will be a false start, and that's going to go against the Huskies here. So that'll back things up. Back up to the 25. .24 actually, so it'll be 3rd down. About 10 or so yards here to go. Aaron Solberg along with Thiessen. And a botch snap here, and that's gonna trying to make something out of nothing there as Levante Bean maybe get a yard or 2 on that one. That had a chance to be very problematic, but the Huskies able to retain that here. So that will bring up 4th down now, 4th and 8. And looks like lining up for the field goal attempt. Looks like that is Aaron Solberg. Aaron Solberg, you don't necessarily see a ton of this, Angelic. I know we've talked about this a number of times. Kick is going to be a little short there, so that one, field goal is no good there by Solberg. So the Panthers will take over. 7:43 here to go. 28-7 our score. So Solberg unable to convert on that field goal here. But I know, Angelica, we mentioned it. Edgar had that fairly long field goal a number of weeks ago that ultimately led to a 9-6 walk-off victory down in DeForest. So I know we don't see a ton of that necessarily in high school, but you certainly do see every once in a while the give to Fisher. Fisher getting outside to his right, and Fisher getting out in space. Long gain for Fisher here, and he's going to get into Husky territory and down near about the 30-yard line here. So that's nearly a almost a 50-yard run there for Fisher. That's Ethan Fisher, number 7 there, the sophomore. So Ethan, just a sophomore. You have a number of very productive sophomores on the squad as well here. So certainly the future looks bright. So much so that might have to wear some shades here up in this press box. 7:30 to go here in quarter number 3. Breitbach to give to Phillips. Phillips and that's going to be a first down yardage there for Tucker Phillips. Ball will be placed at the about the 19 or so, it looks like. First and 10 yards to go. I want to give thanks here tonight to Stevens Point Orthopedics. Stevens Point Orthopedics is proud to provide complimentary sports physicals to Central Wisconsin athletes this fall. Call 715-344-0701 to schedule your appointment. That's 715-344-0701, and that's Stevens Point Orthopedics. So Breitbach to give to Yang. Yang, one man to beat, and that is going to be Isaac Yang for the 19-yard scamper there for Isaac Yang. So Isaac Yang, the 6:42 mark here in quarter number 3. Rayfelt lines up for his 5th extra point. Bad snap. Rayfelt has to take it himself. And up for grabs, and that is going to be, that will fall short here. So that'll be 34-7 here with 6:42 here to go in quarter number 3. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
All right, we are back here, 6:42 to go here in quarter number 3. Isaac Yang, his 2nd touchdown here tonight for the Panthers. So Phillips with a pair of scores, Yang with a pair of scores here tonight, and then Breitbach having a productive night as well here. So SPASH will kick off here. And I think that might be Luke Ellinger, I believe, number 43. So pretty nice kick, end over end. That's going to be fielded near the goal line there. That's Solberg. Solberg making a couple of nifty moves there in space. He's going to get out to about the 36. Fisher and Staggy on special teams on the hit there. So Jackson Staggy, a couple of tackles on the night here on special teams. It's about the 38-yard line here. And that is where the Huskies will take over. So you've got Bean again in the backfield. Lining up near side here is Nick Thiessen again, who's had a pretty productive night receiving wise here for the Huskies. Shipman directing traffic there, working out of the gun, single back set. That's Bean. Bean battling out to about the 40. He'll get a couple yards. Roth, one of the Panthers in on that. Ball about the 40-41 yard line here. 2-3 yard pickup there for Bean. Shipman working from the gun. Man in motion there is Blake Burns. And that one tipped. And that will be incomplete there. So that'll bring up a 3rd down here. So 3rd and 7. So the Panthers defense certainly showed up tonight, no doubt. 3rd and 7 here from the 41. Solberg lined up near side. You've got Blake Burns over on the far side here for the Huskies. Single back set, pretty much what you've seen all night with Levante Bean. Man in motion there is Thiessen. Shipman, he's going to roll to his right, looking through, and he's going to be brought down by, I believe that was Roth and Merriweather there. So Kalani Merriweather, one of the first Panthers in on that. So that's going to bring up a 4th down situation here for the Huskies. 5:21 here to go in quarter number 3. And Kelvin Roth back deep here for SPASH. Situated near around the 25 or so. And that is Sol. Snap is up, kick is up, and Roth is going to let that one bounce. That's going to bounce down near around the 17 or 18 yard line here. That is where Stevens Point will take over. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
All right, we are back. Stevens Point football here. Breitbach to give. That one goes to Phillips. He'll get down near around the 24, 25 or so. So about a 4, maybe 5 yard gain. So it'll be 2nd down for Stevens Point. And it's been, as we've mentioned here, pretty much all Stevens Point here tonight. Really kind of a very balanced attack here. Yang with a couple of touchdowns here for the Panthers. Breitbach with a rushing touchdown as well as a passing touchdown. And then Tucker Phillips also on the ground with a couple 18-yard runs. And that one gets over to Phillips, but he's gonna lose some yardage on that one. He'll lose about 4. Brady Andrew on the stop there, so a TFL there for Brady. Ball back around the 20 or so. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 9 yards to go. 3:35 and counting here in quarter number 3. Stevens Point deep in their own territory. Sager lined up near side here for SPASH. Man in space, and that is complete. And that is Logan Krzyzewski. And that will be good for a Panthers 1st down. So Logan able to get the 1st down yardage there. Some Trent doing a nice job. Certainly you can sort of see able to go through his progressions very well and doesn't necessarily panic. A very poised quarterback. Again, just a junior and had a chance to play certainly mentorship through Grant Chandana over the years, and that certainly has paid big dividends here. 3:08 here and counting in quarter number 3. Yang, the man in motion. Breitbach back to pass, and that is complete, and that'll be another first down for the Panthers. That's Kelvin Roth. So Roth showing his versatility here tonight. So ball near midfield here at the 49-yard line. As I mentioned here, Trent, certainly a very poised pocket passer as you've seen certainly tonight. You know, he can certainly get out in space if the situation warrants, and he's done that virtually all season. Breitbach back to pass. On long, he's got Yang in space. Yang nearly came down with that one, kind of had to adjust his body there to try to bring that one in, but that will be incomplete. That'll bring up a second down and 10 yards here now. I give thanks here tonight to the Rock and Roll Cafe. Find a great variety of breakfast options at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, Friday, fish fry, and service with a smile. Open daily for breakfast and lunch, and only on Stanley Street. That's in Stevens Point, and that is the Rock and Roll Cafe. So under 3 minutes here to go in quarter number 3. Ball at the Huskies' 49-yard line. Sager lined up along with Isaac Yang. The give is to Phillips, and he is going to get maybe about a yard or so. The host of Huskies in on that. Pack of Huskies maybe, huh? Pack of Huskies. I think that might be onto something. Ball at midfield here. So third and long situation here for Stevens Point. Anani Eddy's lined up. Logan Krzyzewski lined up as well. And the Panthers will take a timeout here. Maybe saw something they wanted to kind of evaluate on. We'll take a brief commercial pause. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends over at the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
It is, yeah. All right, we are back. 3rd and 9 coming up here. Ball exactly at midfield. Anani Eddies and Yang lined up near side here for the Panthers. Breitbach with Phillips. He'll roll her out to his left. And just outside of the outstretched arms there of Isaac Yang. That'll bring up a 4th down now for Stevens Point. And punting here, you have to think. And Trent Breitbach will do the punting here. He's averaged nearly 31 yards per punt prior to this evening, coming into tonight. A fairly high snap, but Breitbach able to wrangle that one in. That one's going to be fielded. Solberg down around the 16 or so. He's going to get some yardage up to nearly the 40. Taken out of bounds there by Merriweather. And that is where the Huskies will take over now. I want to give thanks here tonight to Fleet Farm. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, and snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. That is Fleet Farm. So 1st and 10 here, ball at the 40. Minute 55 and counting here in quarter number 3. Zach Shipman again working from the gun here for the Huskies. with Bean. Pitch out to Bean. Bean cut back to his right. Gets up back to around the 40-41 or so. Bernstein and Merriweather on the stop there for SPASH. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 yards here for Eau Claire North. Chippewa Falls out front here now, 35-14 over DC Everest, with about 3 minutes left in that one. Again, the aforementioned DC Everest, they'll be out here next Friday with a date with the Panthers here. Shipman, 2nd and 9, rolls to his right. Looking, and nearly Nick Thiessen there might have had a step or two and kind of laid out for that one, but it's going to fall incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 now here for the Huskies. So Shipman able to try to get Thiessen there, but might have overshot him just a bit. And we will get a timeout here. We'll take a brief pause. You are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
All right, we are back. Angelica tells me anyways. And typically when she tells me stuff, she's usually right. So, again, Chippewa Falls out front here, 35-14 over DC Everest. A little under 3 minutes to go on that one. So SPASH defensively, a big 3rd down coming up here. Shipman will work from the gun. He's got Bean lined up there, single back set. Looks to pass. Going back, he's got Solberg, and Solberg out in space. And Solberg, one man to beat, and Solberg, that will be a 59-yard strike. From Shipman there, so 59 at the 53-second mark here in quarter number 3. It's now 34-13. Shipman will also do double duties in terms of holding now for the extra point. So the 59-yard strike from Shipman to Solberg. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So Solberg also converting on the extra point, so it's now 34-14 with 53 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. You are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, we are back. So Eau Claire North with the 59-yard touchdown pass from Shipman to Solberg. Solberg converting on the extra point now. So again, 34-14 our score. Just under a minute here to go in quarter number 3. Solberg to kick off here for the Huskies. Doing a little bit of everything as this Aaron Solberg. Nice end-over-end kick. And Roth is going to be a touchback there, so Stevens Point will take over here. Just, again, as we mentioned, just under a minute here to go in this third quarter of play. Today's game brought to you in part by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Dahl Automotive, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers, Jewelers Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza. So the Huskies here, both touchdowns from Shipman. Had that 2-yard touchdown run, and then the long 59-yard touchdown pass to Solberg. And pitch out to Roth. Roth trying to get around the edge, getting up to near the 32 or so. About a 12-yard pickup, and that should be enough for a Panthers first down. Thurston on the hit for the Huskies. Oh, yeah. So it'll be first down and 10 now. Breitbach. You've got Yang, the man in motion here. And that's going to be on the ground, and that is going to be a fumble. Then that's going to be recovered by, looks like that's number 54. I believe that's Brady Andrew. So that's going to put Eau Claire North in pretty good field position now. And about 16 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. They'll have it around the 27-yard line. So again, far from over here. I mean, certainly Stevens Point with that 20-point comfortable lead, but it's never over till it's over. First and 10 here from the 27. Shipman with Bean lined up, single back set here for the Huskies. Working from the gun. The give is to Bean. Bean makes a couple of cuts, and Bean off to the races, and Levante Bean with the 27-yard touchdown run. So Levante Bean with a 27-yard TD run with about 8 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. So suddenly a 2-score game here. So Shipman and Solberg here. Solberg, of course, the place kicker here for the Huskies. The 27-yard run there by Levante Bean. So they'll try to make this a 13-point contest here. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good for Solberg. So it is now 34-21 here with about 8 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the friends of ours from the Hoff Faber Real Estate Group.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
All right, we are back. Other scores around the league here tonight with about 7 minutes to go in in the fourth over Marshfield out front here, 33-14 over Wausau West. So Marshfield, at least I believe I'm reading that correctly. So Levante Bean again with that 27-yard touchdown run. Suddenly it's a 2-score game here. And we are still in quarter number 3. Solberg to kick off here for the Huskies. Sager, one of the guys back deep, along with Calvin Roth. Solberg kicks it, kind of a line drive, and fielded there by Sager. Sager and he's going to get up near around the 45-yard line here. So pretty good field position coming up here for the Panthers. And we are through 3 quarters of play here. It's 34-21. Fourth quarter coming up here in just one moment. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight. On Zaleski Sports, brought to you again in part from our friends over at the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries higher quality furniture from all of your favorite brands because we want you to be proud of your space.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries all of your favorite appliance brands so we can save you money on the products you trust.
It just makes sense that Mittens services what we sell because we want your home to be comfortable and run smoothly.
It just makes sense. Central Wisconsin has shopped at Mittens since 1938 because we have it all.
All right, we are back. Fourth quarter upon us here. Breitbach, and the give is to Phillips. Phillips churning outside past midfield there. Looks like he gets into Husky territory. About a 5 or so yard gain there for Tucker Phillips, who's had a nice night here on the ground for the Panthers. A 6-yard run there for Tucker. 2nd and 4 yards to go here coming up. 11:30 and counting here. Certainly clock at this juncture of the game will certainly factor into things, I have to think. Yang, the man in motion. The give is to Yang. Yang cuts upfield, and he will get a first down there for Isaac Yang. And a very timely first down because, as we mentioned, you have to think at this point of the game, the clock certainly will be a very large variable here for certainly both teams. Just want to mention here one other score here to pass along. As Chippewa Falls victorious over DC Everest 35-14. That snaps DC Everest four-game winning streak. I guess you might say a bit of an upset perhaps. So big game there. So Chippewa Falls 35-14 victors over DC Everest. So nearly a minute gone by in quarter number 4. 1st and 10 here. Ball around the 45 here. And ball on the ground. And let's see here. I think they're gonna mark that as incomplete, I believe. That's what it looked like anyways. The referees will collaborate on that. Okay, so it'll bring up an incomplete pass here. Sager checks back in here for Stevens Point. So it'll be 2nd and 5 here from the Huskies 45. Owen Wolf, Sherrick sprints off. We are in the 4th quarter here, 10:53 and counting here. We'll get a timeout called. Bring it right back. You are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
All right, we are back. We'll have our, of course, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. We'll hopefully get a few words with whomever the victorious squad is, the head coach from that team, along with a player or two. Certainly a lot of time left in this one, though. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Yang, the man in motion here. Breitbach back to pass. He'll get it out to Roth. Roth checks down, gets past midfield, and makes a nice move, and Calvin Roth off to the races. That is a 55-yard touchdown run for Calvin Roth. Rumbling, stumbling, and scoring on the 55-yard run there for Calvin Roth. At the 10:40 mark here in quarter number 4. I often say that to keep myself in check here. It is now 40-21. And Rayfelt. Let's just see. Maybe that is not the case here. So they're going to go for 2 here, it looks like. Breitbach, he'll take it himself. And Breitbach, 2-point conversion is good. For Breitbach, that one is good. So it's now 42-21. 10:40 go here in quarter number 4. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile. Call us to set up your free consultation today.
All right, we are back. Luke Ellinger to kick off here for the Panthers. Again, that 59-yard touchdown run by Calvin Roth. That one fielded around the 6 or so. That's number 3. That's Nick Thiessen. And pretty good kickoff coverage. Marshall Morozek. So good kickoff coverage there for Stevens Point as we get kind of deeper into this 4th quarter of play. And again, I know we've said it a few times now, but you got to look at the clock and certainly know that that will be a variable as we continue on into the late stages of this one. So Shipman, the give is out to Aaron Solberg. Aaron Racek, one of the Panthers in on the play. I believe it's relation to the late legendary head coach Bob Racek. Spent a great number of years over at Stevens Point Pacelli. So it'll be 10:04 and counting here to go in this one. 2nd and 6 yards to go from the 21. Shipman gonna try to take it himself, but he's gonna be met by a host of Panthers, and number 5, Moanatoa, one of the Panthers in on that to make the stop there. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7 now from the 20-yard line. So clock winding here, 3rd and 7 from the 20. Shipman man in motion. That's number 42 and Nolan Besson. Out to pass, and that's going to be incomplete there, intended for Aaron Solberg. So that'll bring up a 4th and 7 here to go. Certainly a punting situation here for the Huskies. And that'll be Roth back for the Panthers. Right around the 40 or so. Solberg now to punt. So Solberg, kind of that jack of all trades, the place kicker, the punter, receiver. And that is going to go against the Huskies here. The 5-yard penalty here, so that's going to back things up even more. Roth will be around midfield here to receive this one for SPASH. So Solberg now on to punt. Snap is up, kick is out. Roth fields it around the 42 or so. Mishandle there for a moment. Changes directions. Roth still going. And a flag does come in. A couple of flags, in fact. Never like to speculate. Sometimes based on where that was, he may be a hold, but we'll see. A pretty nice run there for Kelvin, who, of course, as we mentioned, had that 55-yard touchdown just about a couple minutes ago here. So that will go against SPASH. 8:55 and counting in this one. A 3-score lead, although you'd like to think that's a safe lead. Really no lead is safe. But you have to think SPASH probably in all likelihood really going to look to try to kind of ground and pound it here and then try to force some time off that clock. So force Huskies to utilize some of their timeouts. I believe they have 2 left if I'm not mistaken. That is out to Fisher. Fisher spin move. Pretty nice move, and Fisher getting outside and tripped up there, and he would have been off to the races, and I think that was a touchdown saving tackle there. I believe that was Brett Williams able to trip him up, but not before Fisher with a big run there down into Husky territory now around the 45. 8:40 and counting in this one. So Breitbach, you've got Sager lined up along with Isaac Yang. Breitbach. They give it to Phillips. Phillips up the middle, busting through for about 4 or 5 or so on that one. So it'll bring up a 2nd down, but more importantly, that clock continues to wind down. Ball at the 42, so about a 3-yard pickup there for the Panthers. And Sager and Yang, our side there. But you have to think a very healthy dose here of running the football, and that's Phillips. Phillips gets outside, and he's going to get down to around the 32, 33-yard line. So the Panthers methodically trying to kind of march this one down here and take as much time off that clock as possible. Anani Eddie's lined up here for SPASH near side. Breitbach with Phillips. You got Krzyzewski as well. The give is to Phillips. Phillips, a nice move there, and Phillips off to the races for his third touchdown run. And that is a 30-yard touchdown run for Tucker Phillips. So it's now 48-21 here and that is Mr. Phillips' third touchdown here tonight for the Panthers. And on for the extra point, it's Rayfelt. And the extra point is good. So it's now 49-21, Stevens Point with the 4-score lead with 7:30 remaining here in this one. You are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
You want a great selection at a great price and a company that stands behind their products? You will find Wolfcraft, Ashley, Marshfield Furniture, and more.
Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We have a mattress for you. Get a 15-year non-paraded hybrid mattress for only 25 cents a night, and we also carry adjustable beds. When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
All right, we are back. 7.5 minutes here to go in this one. Stevens Point now with a, what I guess I would call a fairly commanding lead, although still 7.5 minutes left. Never like to get too far ahead of yourselves in any situation. I know I never did until I saw zeros on that clock. Kickoff, nice end-over-end kick. Going to be fielded around the 5 or so. That's Solberg. Solberg gets outside, up the right side. Solberg with a guy and a touchdown saving tackle there. And that's Ellinger, Luke Ellinger, able to stop Solberg. He would have been off otherwise, so Ellinger with a nice job to get that touchdown saving tackle there by Luke Ellinger. So that looks to be around the 37 or so here for Eau Claire North. Shipman along with Bean. Shipman and flags fly here. Tony Rocek in on the hit, along with, I believe, Zach Ellinger, but we do have a flag on the play. We'll see what it's all about. A false start here for the Huskies. That one is declined here, so it's going to bring up second down here now. So Marshfield victorious 40-22 over Wausau West. The give is to Bean, and that is swallowed up in the big hit there. I believe that's Cam Tesmer. Cam Tesmer, the 6 foot, 240-pound junior in the backfield there for the Panthers. Ball now at the 40-yard line, 6.5 and counting to go in this one. Third and long coming up here for Shipman and the Huskies. Shipman, he'll drop back to pass and laying out for that. But that one will fall incomplete, but a pretty nice effort nevertheless. May have had a half a step or so on that one, but unable to wrangle that in. It would have been a very, very good catch. So we got 4th and long now here for the Huskies. Again, homecoming night here in Stevens Point. And it looks to be just a great weekend. Even tomorrow, temperature's supposed to be unseasonably warm. Shipman, with a fair amount of time, tosses it up, and that's, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It looked like it may have been intercepted. And that is James Warzella. James Warzella with the interception there in coverage. So James, the 6 foot, 165-pound junior, coming up with a nice interception there. So the Panthers will be deep in the Huskies' territory here. The 4-score lead here with about 6:05 remaining in this one. Again, you have to think probably a fair amount of ground and pound in store at this juncture. Pretty nice run there, and gonna get some pretty decent yardage there. Brady Andrew on the stop there for the Huskies. So Beckett McCaffrey into the game now. Beckett, the 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. I believe that's who that is. The backup quarterback here for SPASH. 5.5 to go in this one. And that one not going anywhere. That was Fisher. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 5 yards here to go. We're at the 5-minute mark here in this one. And again, Beckett McCaffrey gets some reps here. Just the sophomore is Beckett. I think that is. I believe that might be Jackson Staggy lined up near side here for SPASH. And a timeout will be called here. 4:35 to go in this one. We'll take a brief pause. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Off Favor Real Estate Group.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
All right, we are back. 4:35 to go in this one. It'll be 3rd and 5 coming up here. Again, as we mentioned, we'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Probably about 5 or so minutes following the conclusion of this one, which, barring a huge miracle, seems to be a SPASH victory here. We're going to get a couple of flags on the play. We'll get a false start. That's going to go against SPASH. That'll back things up. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now from the 4 here. And that looks, I believe that's Case and Sager coming back in. Trent Breitbach back in as well here. So 3rd and 10 from the 4. Breitbach back to pass, rolls to his right. And a nice find there. That's Yang, and Yang, Isaac Yang, safety valve there. So nice first down pickup there, and certainly more time will wind down on this clock. These final waning 4 minutes and 15 seconds or so in this one. They mentioned hopefully get a few words from head coach Ryan Eigenberger. Not quite sure who our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player will be. Could probably name a number of them. I think I have my thoughts. So 1st and 15 from the 17. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. And again, that's Beckett McCaffrey back in at quarterback for the Panthers. Fisher with the carry for Stevens Point. Looks like maybe an injured player down for the Huskies. We'll take a brief pause. We'll be right back. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports.
For the best food in town, look no further than Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. This locally owned, 50s-themed diner loves to support their community while providing a full menu of breakfast and lunch options, along with all-day breakfasts and Friday fish fry. Enjoy a fun, family atmosphere with delicious meals made from scratch, including skillets and tasty burgers. Dine in or take out is welcome, Mondays through Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Treat yourself to a mouth-watering experience at the Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street in Stevens Point.
All right, we are back. That was Tice Gorman, the injured player. Looks to maybe be okay. Was able to get up under his own power and head off the sidelines there. Looks to maybe be okay. So 2nd and 14 here. Clock winding here with 3.5 minutes to go in this one. And we're going to get another penalty here. I think that's going to go against SPASH, but we'll see. Yeah, a fair amount of penalties here this evening. 10 penalties, I think I heard, for 88 yards. Eight for 57 for Eau Claire. 10 for 88 for SPASH. Of course, that's Jim Krieger doing our doing the stats here. Longtime statistician. 2nd and 14. The give is to Fisher. Fisher with a couple of nice moves there, and he'll bust up to around the 32 or so, 31, 32, 13, 14-yard pickup there. Under 3 minutes here to go in this one. And checking back in here for the Huskies, that's I think that was Phoenix Beardsley. Again, number 30, Beckett McCaffrey. And a quarterback here to probably try to finish this one off for the Panthers. Fisher with another nice run, still going strong, and he's going to get past midfield. So Fisher with some hard running, Ethan Fisher. Again, I know we've talked about him a few times. Again, just the sophomore. You kind of get a chance to get a look at some of your other underclassmen here. Guys like Ethan Fisher. We've seen some good things here from several of the underclassmen for the Panthers. McCaffrey, that's complete out to Steggy. Jackson Steggy's got a first down. Steggy, the 6'2" junior, the 6'2", 170-pound junior, getting the first down here for SPASH. Under 2 minutes to go in this one. So Steggy picks up the first down, checks out here for the Panthers. Looks like maybe there is a penalty. And that is going to go against the Panthers. So that's going to back things up here. And that will negate the Jackson Staggy McCaffrey. And then it's CJ Haas on the carry there, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. So another sophomore coming in here, checking in now. That's Jaden Zeese, number 45. Big Jaden. 7 foot, 185-pound junior. Jaden. Of course, the younger brother of Jer Bear, Jaren Zeese. Caffrey, the give is to Haas. Haas trying to get outside. Haas with a nice piece of running. Elijah Edwards on the stop for the Huskies. We are under a minute here to go in this one. Ball at the 38-yard line here. Jaden Zeese lines up here near side. The 7-footer. Don't say that every day. Haas with a nice run, cutting back and running hard. That's CJ Haas. So big run there. Checking in also for the Panthers. That's Will Peralta. As we enter into these final 20 seconds or so here to go in this one. Don't know that Stevens Point will run another play. Probably it looks like they will not. And a 49-21 win here tonight. We will have our Nasonville Dairy postgame show next. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Hopefully get a few words here with Coach Ryan Eigenberger and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player here tonight. Don't know who that will be. I have a few thoughts, but we'll have our Nasonville Dairy postgame show here in just a few moments. You have been listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Hello, Wisconsin. Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun, Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Felt's Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Felt's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, she has given me the proverbial thumbs up here. First of all, Coach, congratulations. You guys come out here week number 7 already. Hard to believe that we're already in week number 7. You pick up a very convincing victory here on homecoming. Talk about a game like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like homecoming at SPASH is a unique experience. We do some really awesome things, and it's a long week for a lot of the guys. So, really proud when you know we come out, we take care of business like that. You know, I think from the start, and like we talked about, a little shaky at times in the second half, but sometimes you learn a little bit in those moments too. So, I'm really proud of these guys for focusing the entire week and bringing it into today and having great energy the whole time.
You guys really did. I know you brought over 5 of your the guys that kind of play in the trenches that really open up those holes for guys like Trent and certainly Tucker. But Coach, talk about these final 2 weeks. You guys are back here with DC Everest, I believe, next Friday night. How do you guys prepare coming off of a nice victory like tonight?
Well, you know, we prepare the same every single time, and we preach physicality, and that's why these 5 guys are here. They, you know, they play physical. They had a really great game doing that today too, and that's what we do every single day. That's what we preach. That's what we do in all of our reps every game. You know, so all of our preps the same. It's always, every game's a big game for us. It's a tough conference, and again, the consistency that these guys have shown the last few weeks and all year. You know, this just gelling from the beginning of the year and be able to keep going. I think we're hitting our stride right now, and I'm really proud of what they did. And again, I think it's just what we believe in, that hanging our hat on physicality. They do a great job with that.
They absolutely do. Coach, anything else before we kind of go one by one and talk to our 5 Co-Zaleski Sports Highlight House players?
No, good luck.
Fist bump.
Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Ryan Eigenberger here. We're going to talk to, we're going to give each of you guys kind of your moment here to just say a little bit about your role, who you are, and once we get through all 5 of you, I'll individually then have you guys say that you're in the house. So we'll start with Big 79. I believe that's a Carol Lunas here, I believe.
It is.
Talk about your role a little bit, if you could.
Yeah, you know, I play left tackle here at SPASH. Second year starting here, team captain as well. So big role, big weight on my shoulders to keep these guys intact. And I'm blessed with a crazy good O-line that these guys want to come work every day, and a great receiving and running core that they're ready to hit the holes at any time they can. So, you know, just proud of how we played today, and I'm proud that all of us can go and, you know, make those holes, and we can go at the same time and, you know, not let up any sacks or anything like that. So, proud of my guys here, and just great game, yeah.
Awesome. Well, don't go too far, because we'll get you in the house. So we're going to move down the line here. Big number 73. Tell us kind of your role and a couple words that you have.
I'm Zach. I'm the left guard. I'm a senior. This is my second year starting, and I've known these guys for a while now. And we come in every day during practice. We bring physicality. We're always about that physical communication. We're always like trying to get together after practices outside of football, have some like recovery, rejoining time. We have a really good connection like that.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate it, sir. We'll turn it over to Big 70 now. We'll have you say who you are and kind of your role and your thoughts.
Yeah, my name's Joey Glodowski. I'm the right tackle of this team. I'd like to thank God for these opportunities that we get to play football with these guys. I wouldn't trade them for the world, man. They make me happy every day. We fight together. We had a rough last 2 weeks, and I feel like we battled back together every single play. And I'm really happy with the result. Nothing better than a homecoming win.
Awesome. I'll give you a fist bump, too. We got big number 77 here.
I'm Connor Jandron. I'm the center, and yeah, just the bond between everyone and the connection that we all have, building like with the 2 guards, communication just great, and yeah.
Love it. Nice job, Connor. We got to give you a fist bump there. Last but not least, we got big number 68 here.
Yeah, I'm Grady Aldrich. I'm the right guard. Like they've all been saying, we're like a brotherhood. That's what separates us from a lot of other people. We'll go out and we could spend every day together and we wouldn't get sick of each other, you know. We have that brotherhood where we're going to yell at each other from time to time, but then we're going to come and hug at the end. So it's just big brotherhood, and we all work together so well, and that's what makes us such a good line together.
Love it. Well, I'm going to move out of the way, and we're going to go one by one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to count down. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. I'm going to hand you the mic. You'll have you look right up there and say your name and that you are in the house. So we'll go 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I'm Payne Carolunas, and I'm in the house.
I'm Zach Horn, and I'm in the house.
I'm Joey Glodowski, and I'm in the house.
I'm Connor Jandron, and I'm in the house. I'm Grady Aldrich, and I'm in the house.
Awesome. Well, we got to give you guys a group fist bump. Fist bumped all around, guys. Nice job. You guys are kind of the glue that keeps things going. So that is the offensive line. These guys created so many of those holes that we talked about tonight. Guys, good luck the rest of your season. I know you got a couple weeks left. You guys will be hosting DC Everest here. I got one more fist bump. Love fist bumps, guys. Always. All right. That's the SPASH offensive lineman. Congrats, guys.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You too. So that was the offensive line, as Coach Eigenberger talked about. You know, that is really kind of where games are won here, certainly. You saw some really good running tonight. And I think it's only fitting, really, to have the offensive line featured here because, if my math is correct, they had 685 yards of offense, 312 yards on the ground, 373 yards in the air. So, I mean, that is, 700 yards of offense. That's no joke, folks. And again, I know this is coming off a couple of tough losses to a couple of very good football teams the last 2 weeks here. Of course, Wausau West last week and Hudson here 2 weeks ago. But SPASH really kind of looked to bounce back, and they did just that. This is a conference game, no doubt. They'll finish out these final 2 weeks of the regular season. And then obviously at that point anything can happen. But kind of want to go through, I know Tucker Phillips had himself a whale of a game tonight. He had 17 carries for $169 on the ground. And again, it's guys that we talk to, the offensive line. And again, I think it's so fitting to have those guys out here because oftentimes they don't show up in the stat sheet. But it is guys like that that really, get some of the things that we saw tonight from guys like Trent Breitbach and Tucker Phillips and, Fisher. There are quite a few, again, almost 700 yards of offense. That's not a misprint here. But again, a final out here, 49-21 was our score out at Gerke Field here in Stevens Point. Brandon Barancott on the call here tonight. Angelica doing production, keeping me in line, hard thing to do. We will have the Pacelli game tomorrow. That'll be on Zaleski Sports. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. That'll be down in Sun Prairie against Aurora Catholic. But again, SPASH victorious here, 49-21 on their homecoming here. Congrats again to Coach Eigenberger and the entire SPASH football team. Have yourself a very good rest of your Friday night, everyone. From Zaleski Sports.